Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elke. Welcome back to the Jen and Elke show. I want to say Jen and Elke Clarke show, but that's a lot of mouthful. We are Zazzle designers, and this show is all about making money on the Zazzle platform. It's a print-on-demand platform that is the best thing that ever happened to us. We hope that it'll be the best thing that ever happened to you, and that's why we are doing our topic today on how to get started on Zazzle in 3 simple steps without the overwhelm. For us, it was Overwhelm for sure. Back in 2008, and yes, that's when we started. It was a long time ago, but in the meantime, we've helped so many people start on the platform, and they also don't feel as overwhelmed as we did because we didn't want anyone else suffering like we did.
Yeah.
So we created the 5 strategies, and out of those 5 strategies, it just makes it a lot easier to just figure out what to do first. And so today we're going to pick 3 of these strategies to touch on, pull the biggest pieces out so that you have the biggest and easiest way to get started with the easiest way to get started with the biggest impact. So let's get into the 3 steps.
Yeah. So step number 1 is to pick a profitable niche and also store name, and understand that you shouldn't just design random products. It's a big one where people are excited to be on the Zazzle platform. You open up your store. You might not even really think about what your store name is. It's just like you're really just excited to start posting for sale. And the most important thing that you have to do, even before you start posting products for sale, even before you open up a store and start building your store, is figure out what niche you want to be in and understand what your store name should be, because that store name, although you can change the name on your store home page, it's the URL that you create is going to stick with you forever unless you open up a different store. So for example, my first store, because I didn't realize that that was also the rules, my first store, when I opened up my first store on Zazzle, it was called Jen Clarke 78, because that was one of my old like Gmail emails. And so I used it as a username thinking that I could change the name afterwards, but there's still a store that is in existence on Zazzle that says, zazzle.com/store/Jen Clarke 78. And if you go there, you'll see actually my first couple of products, which are absolutely horrible. They never sold. And it was just more so me being excited and having this idea that I could open up this thing, right? And so understanding that this profitable niche needs to be researched, because if you open up a store and start posting random things in all different types of niches or all different types of areas because you think the more products that you have in your store, the more money you're going to make, unfortunately, that's a bit of an illusion, because you need to have sort of products that are going to actually sell for you, right?
Yes. And if you are wondering what the heck we're saying when we say the word niche, we're Canadians and that's how we say it. We don't say niche, which is what the Americans say. So just bear with us. It seems really odd for us to say niche. Okay. But people probably were wondering, like, how do you know it's a profitable niche? And we do have a downloadable that's going to help you with that. We've done all the work for you. It's the top 150 profitable niche products and SEO words and keywords that are going to be helpful for you in 2025. You're going to love it. Just go and click the link below the video. Click the link below the video so that you can get started on that. And that's going to help you. And that way you're already halfway there. Okay.
Mhm.
What's the next one?
Step number 2 is to create simple in-demand designs and also understand the Zazzle platform and the design tool, okay? Because if you don't know how to use the design tool properly and you're creating these designs that you think will sell and then all of a sudden you post it improperly, the biggest mistake that people make is with templates and text bounding boxes and images and having things being possibly not printed properly because you're putting your text or your images too close to the printing area on the product, depending on what product you choose to design. And so understanding the way around the Zazzle platform and how you can utilize it yourself, because not everybody is at the same skill level, right? When I first started out on Zazzle, I had to really understand how to use the design tool properly because I made a whole bunch of mistakes with my templates. And I realized months and even years later that I had certain products in my store that were never selling, but they were getting all these views. And it was because when a customer tried to customize the product, it just looked absolutely horrible. It didn't work out for them. And so clearly they're not going to buy a product that looks all wonky because the text is everywhere and it's not formatted properly.
Yeah, and for anyone who's new and doesn't understand what Jen's talking about in terms of bounding boxes and text templates, the Zazzle design tool is so robust. It's like a little mini Photoshop.
Yeah.
But people are becoming more and more savvy because now there's Canva and other easy ways that people can create graphics and or build out text designs. But the Zazzle platform is such a unique platform because it allows people to customize and add their own photos, logos, images, text, etc. And you, as a Zazzle designer, can actually make the template up as a like initial sample template. Then the customer comes in, fills in the spaces where you've set the templates, and puts their own information in, so they get to see how it looks specifically for their order, right?
Mhm.
And because of that, first of all, it's a really great marketing tool because now they get to see it exactly the way it's going to come out. They don't have to worry as to, they're going to pay for something and how is it going to look when I get it, all that stuff. Really such a huge advantage over any Etsy seller in terms of being able to showcase how the design is going to look when the customer, even before the customer buys it. It also really helps for other reasons, which we get into in other videos. And we've talked about it before many times, how you make a product once, you sell it often years later because of the way that you set up the templates. But it's even more so than that because the design tool is where you set it up as a design. And then you also have to create designs that are in demand. And that's partly what John's saying here is if your design is not set up in a way that allows people to create it so that they can put in what they want, you might be missing out on whatever is in demand at the time, right? If you leave it, make it too structured, and you say this is how it's got to be, and they can't change it, then you're losing sales as well. So it's such a nice flexible platform where you can set up the product that you're listing to serve so many customers in so many different ways and so many different needs. And because of that, it's really important to make sure you don't limit people in terms of how they actually use your product listing, let's say. Okay. And then in terms of the in demand, again, obviously you have to do the research and make the effort to decide what is going on in your niche or niche. And because of that, that downloadable is just right there for you, and you can just go and pick one, and then you're already all set to go. You don't even have to do the research. But afterwards, you're going to get better and better, and then you're going to start deciding on your own, and you'll know where to do the research. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Number
Step 3.
3. So upload and optimize your listings with SEO, which is search engine optimization, understanding that your titles and tags and also your description are very important when posting your product for sale. Because coming back to step number 2, you've realized that you can do the design tool, you're really skilled at it, you post these really beautiful products for sale, and then all of a sudden you don't see any sales. And that's most likely tied to the fact that you have not possibly done your titles and tags correctly, because each product that you make is literally creating a web page. And how do you find web pages on the internet? You search for them in Google and also on Zazzle. And so if you are not being searched, it's because your titles and tags are either too specific and not using words that people normally would look for or even know how to spell. Sometimes I see people post listings and they have this title where they're using all these really elaborate words that the normal population wouldn't even choose to search for. And second of all is that it's too generic, where you're not really describing your product. So let's say you have a mug that you've created.
Funny mug.
Funny mug, yeah. And then you're like, well, the mug has a lot more elements to it. It has a picture of a dog, it's customizable, it's purple, it has some flowers on it. And so you have to describe your product accordingly to what it looks like, so that people who are trying to find this funny mug with a dog photo on it can find your funny mug with a dog photo on it.
Yes. And to start you out, and this is like a broken record, the link is down below the video, 150 trending niches, products, and bonus SEO keywords are all there for you. So you have all the 3 things that are the big steps to getting started. That is going to help you even more, because we can say all this stuff here and everyone's going like, okay, great. And then you get to your Zazzle store and you go like, I don't know.
I'm lost. Yeah.
I'm lost. I don't know. It's Overwhelm. And so we're going to get rid of that Overwhelm, get that downloadable. It'll really be helpful, because basically it says exactly that you want to pick this niche or niche. And then here are some of the product types that are trending in that you can design on. Here are some of the themes that are trending for 2025 and the keywords that you need to use, including that, like, you have to add some other ones, obviously, that are specific for like funny mug. You want to add the word dog or whatever else, but you get a really good head start. So this is our little gift to you, because we want you to thrive. We have noticed that the market is never saturated on Zazzle. There's always abundance for more to come and join the party. Let's just have some fun, make some money on the Zazzle platform, and thrive as empowered business owners all over the world, because that's what we've been doing with our clients, and it keeps getting better all the time, and more people are empowered and succeeding.
I love that exit. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.